Today, fourth graders, we're going to work on drawing parallel lines. Remember, parallel lines are two lines that have the same distance between them and will never cross, no matter how far out they extend. So today, we're going to work on drawing parallel lines on grid paper and on plain paper. Let's start with the grid paper. This says draw line segment EO parallel to RW. So here's line segment RW, and I see that it is going vertically. So I need to make another line that is the same distance apart at all places along that line, and that's going vertically also. Because we're on grid paper, I can do just like this. I can come to my point R and move over one square and make a point. And I can come down here to W, move over to the left one square on the grid and make a point. And then I have my straight edge, just so I make sure that I'm making a very straight line. And then I can connect my points. And then this becomes line segment EO. And I can write that as EO is parallel to RW. And those are both line segments. Now, parallel lines don't always have to be exactly the same length, just as long as the space between them is always the same distance. I could have also done a parallel line like this. Because I'm on my grid paper, I'm going to start at this point right here and count over 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right, and put my point, and I'm going to come back to my line that I started with and count over 1, 2, 3 and put my point. And again, I'm going to use my straight edge ruler to make sure that my line is straight. And this line right here, this segment, is also parallel to line segment RW, and it's also parallel to line segment EO. So we could name this one BQ, and it would also be parallel to those lines. So RW is parallel to line segment BQ. Now, we don't always have grid paper. Sometimes we just have a piece of paper, blank paper with our line started on it, and they want us to draw a line that is parallel. Again, if I have a straight edge, like a ruler, this is very easy for me. All I have to do is line up my straight edge with that line, and I can just go to the other side of the ruler and just draw another straight line, because if you look at my ruler, the edges are parallel to each other. And again, maybe you don't have a ruler at home. You could just use some sort of box that has a straight edge. Now this would be very big, but still serves the same purpose. I line it up, that straight edge, and then I come over to the other side, trace along, and this line segment is also parallel to those lines. If I continued this line on, it would never cross with CD, and it would never cross with our other parallel line. Finally, sometimes you're asked to draw a parallel line through a given point. So for example, here, I've got line WX, and I want to draw a parallel line through that point B. For this, I'm going to need something that has that right angle. I know we've talked about right angle testers when we did perpendicular lines. So I've got this box, and my box of Jell-O here has a right angle. It has that 90-degree corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up one edge with my line so that it is perfectly lined up. And then I'm going to take my other straight edge And because this is lined up perfectly, and this is a straight edge with 90 degrees, that means I've got 90 degrees from the line. So I'm going to put my dot right there. Now I can pull this away. I have my two lines, or sorry, my 2 points, and I can extend those out however long I would like them to be. And these two lines are parallel.